Hi Leo, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. So your key to the week this week is the Sun card. So while this doesn't actually represent your sign, you do have an affinity with the Sun. So this is always welcome. And not only that, after a few of the weeks that we've had over the course of the last, year, this is actually a very welcome sign. It does suggest that not only are things getting easier, lighter and brighter, probably because we're coming into Sagittarius season, so you'll be faring a lot better. It also suggests that there's fun, enjoyment, and the light is starting to break through here. Yes, you know, in the Northern Hemisphere, we're still in the darker half of the year and we're going to continue to be in that space for a little while yet. But this really does suggest that things are becoming easier, they're getting a little bit lighter, and it also suggests to me that this week you are probably going to see some sort of a breakthrough. So with that said, in all of these different areas of your life, actually, I think you're going to see some kind of breakthrough, and you will probably start to realize where you need to lean in on things, where it is that your personal brand of leonine magic and magnetism can really be cranked up in some way. All right, so before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for this, you've got the Ace of Wands, right? Look at that. This is basically saying your actions are pretty much divinely guided and blessed. You would have to work really hard to mess this up, right? That doesn't mean you should try. Your actions and options is about what you do. So this is really you getting into your own creativity. It's about commanding your innate power to create the things that you want. You've got this coupled with the Sun card. That's fun, enjoyment. This is invites. This is making plans for the future. This is potentially for some of you even thinking about travel that is happening next year, further and farther between. What I also love about this as well is it suggests that the options that are available to you at the moment are going to bring you out into the world in some way. So maybe not necessarily like launching something massive or whatever. This could literally just be that you kind of get out of that hermit phase and come back into the world and start enjoying yourself more. Totally here for that. For your communications and conversations, look at this. This is an invite. This is some piece of news or information. This is something that is like, I feel like it's going to be an invite or an opportunity of some sort. And when this comes, look at it, right, look at this. I'm so here for it. I don't know what it is, but I'm really excited about it anyway. What this really suggests is a double hit of the Sun card. This is an invitation. This is a breakthrough. This is a moment where the sun pierces the fog. This is that moment where you're going to really take a step back and kind of say, I'm sorry, you asked me to do what? Or what is that now? Like there's some really amazing news coming your way, or an invite or an opportunity of some sort that is potentially going to be massive for you. I love this. I'm totally here for it. Now, for those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, this could be where it all finally starts to make sense, right? When you're studying, whether this is an online course, whether it's a short course or a long course, you get to a point where your brain kind of just stops taking in information and you're kind of like, yeah, now I'm just reading and learning for the sake of it. Like at this point, I don't really know what's going on. And then by some magical alchemical sort of process, our brains kind of go, something sticks, and then before you know it, you're able to really understand whatever it is that you've been swimming in. This is that moment. This is that moment where you start to kind of make it look easy, right? This is where it starts to kind of flow and it feels a bit like it's got a bit more finesse behind it. When it comes to your, oh, come on, brain. When it comes to those of you that are employed by somebody else, this could be promotion energy. This could be highlighted. This could be you winning an accolade. Maybe you're being celebrated in some way. And whether you're a silent dignity type or not, I know all of you learn to be celebrated in some way, shape or form. All right. All that aside, this sun card here in your communications, I wouldn't be surprised if a boss, a superior, or even, you know, the company itself recognizes something that you do. And it's like you have one of those moments where it's like, wow, you know what? Actually, yeah, it is kind of all worth it. The same thing for those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves. Something this week becomes vastly worth it. You understand things in a much different way, but also you see the lightness of life. This is one of those moments where you can sort of emerge back into the world, get back to enjoying life and say, okay, you know what? Yes, it's been a bit challenging up until this point, but you know what? The sun is starting to shine once more. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, this, I feel like, is you, what's the word that I'm looking for? Come on, brain. This is you planning a trip, or maybe you're being invited somewhere abroad or overseas. Now, one way that this could also show up as well, this is either mixing a skill, a hobby, or a personal love with some form of travel. So this could be that maybe, you know, I don't know, let's say you're the sort of person that likes to cook, and you know, somebody that you follow on social media says, yeah, I'm hosting a cook's weekend in Italy where you're going to learn to make pasta and sample wine, and oh my gosh, that sounds divine. If anybody knows of anything like that, hit me up. All jokes aside, and interestingly enough, that just came to me like off the top of my head, but the sun card rules places like Italy, parts of Spain, the south of France, a lot of the Latin speaking countries, and can rule some certain parts of Portugal as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if you have connections to those places that I've mentioned. This could be that. You could be like planning some sort of travel for leisure that is just absolutely gorgeous. For your love and relations, you have the Eight of Cups. So for a select few of you, if you had problems, challenges, or issues with a partnership, there's a couple of ways that this could work, right? This could be that you finally liberate yourself and you walk away from a relationship and say, that was great, but I've learned a lot from it and I'm now ready to move on and to do something else. It could also be that the relationship itself turns a corner. Remember, the sun card is a blessing card. It sheds light and it also diminishes the challenges that you have. So this could kind of see that moving. Now, for those of you that have had problems with paperwork, visas, anything around home and property and stuff, this could start to come good for you, especially where it comes to like relationship stuff. For those of you that are single and looking, look, I'm just going to tell you straight up, I wouldn't be surprised if you met someone this week in maybe not like a mundane way, but like just in a, like maybe you're really just not expecting it and you just get chatting to someone. Maybe it is through an app, maybe it is somebody that, you know, lives at a distance or whatever. Either which way, it does feel for me like you're walking away from, or you're releasing singledom, which that's nice to hear. For before we get into your money and materials, for those of you that have asked, and many of you have, Mindset Magic. I know a lot of you asked, will I ever do the course at the same introductory price that when I released it this year? I did say no, and I'm holding to that. However, on the 24th of November, I will be offering, there's a discount code in the description. I will be offering up to almost 50% off. So if you want to get on that, you get the next 2 community calls as part of that. You'll get the energy editing that we do as part of those sessions. On top of that, you will also get the recordings that teach you step by step how to manifest, right? And I'm not talking about just like, oh, you know, just do this and think some thoughts. I literally created a process, and I've given you a lot of my own tips, secrets, tricks, and hints, so you can literally recreate that process to manifest anything that you want into your life. Trust me, if I'm not going to put this, like I say, right, it's never going to be the same price as the introductory again. This I'm doing here at this point of the year. There may be another one next year, but probably not. So if you want to get your seat, if you want to get the course, should I say, at almost 50% off, there's a code in the description. For 24 hours only on the 24th of November, you can get Mindset Magic. All right, so for your money and materials, I know I hear you like, come on, Matt. you've got the Ace of Swords, right? The Ace of Swords is a contract, it's an offer, it's a job offer, it's an interview. For some of you, if you're taking an interview this week, you're going to smash it out of the park. If you are signing a contract this week, it looks like it bodes very well for you. With the Sun card here though, the only caveat is don't see it more optimistically than it is. See it exactly as it is so that you can say, okay, you know what? Yes, this is great. If it could go wrong or if there could be a problem, where am I likely to encounter that? When it comes to your physical health and vitality, the one thing that I say with this card as a health card, it tends to be there's so much going on that the mind can be tired. And sometimes obviously if your mind is tired, your body feels it as well. You've got two aces here. Two aces can either be conception, it can also be trickery. This is something to mind out for. I gotta be honest, with a double hit of the Sun card, I don't think it's that. And it can also be, and I mentioned conception, right? Where something is conceived. It doesn't have to be a baby, but with a double hit of the Sun card, if you're trying for children, this could be that week. Love it. When it comes to the home and the environment, I think for a lot of you, this is you stepping into a new understanding of what home means, who home is, and I'm a big believer that your home is also people. I really like this, especially for those of you that are trying to move, those of you that are moving, those of you that want to move in the future. Something is being set into motion this week that is going to follow that line of thought. All right. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Let me know in the comments how it shapes out. Take care, and I'll see you soon.